Hey everybody, welcome. Come on in here, guys. Come on in here and join us, party people. So yeah, it's this new thing. I'll tell you all about it. Welcome. Hit the share button. You can share this with all the people you want to share this with, Courtney, to get started. And we'll give people a quick second to come on in here. Get on in here and find out how you can save some money on your taxes with my girl, Courtney. Come on in here. Courtney has just written an amazing book called More Relaxing and Less Taxing. That is what we want. We need to relax because in this tax season, it's not so fun.
On the share.
Yes. Do you see the share?
Yes. Got it.
Awesome. So come on in here, guys. I know it's early in the morning for all of you West Coast people, but East Coast people, hey now. And if you're going to be on the playback, oh, that's my girl. Good morning from Tacoma. Hey there, beautiful. How are you, darling? Courtney's going to help us save a lot of money. She's an amazing woman. So Courtney, we're going to go ahead and get started. By 10:30, we'll be set because I know that you can share all this stuff in a great amount of time. So let's get started. For anyone who is joining us, welcome. I'm Tanisha O. I am the person who runs Tea with Tanisha O. And today we have a very special guest, one of my good girlfriends, and we'll share how we met in our fun little story in a little bit. But this is Courtney Epps. She is the author of More Relaxing and Less Taxing. And she is going to share some amazing tips for all of us who have small businesses, big businesses. She's going to share how she has saved people. I think one person, $53,000, which is pretty amazing. So welcome, my girl.
Thank you so much. And I appreciate you having me on the call today.
Absolutely. So we're going to jump right in. This is Courtney. I'm having her here because she's an amazing woman, first and foremost, one of the most beautiful souls. She's a loving wife. She is a mother, a businesswoman. And guess what, guys? Whoop, whoop. She's an empowered stepmother. So, we all band together. So Courtney and I met at a business mastery event with Tony Robbins. She's one of the plats. If you know what that is, then you know what that is. And if you don't, you can look it up too. It's just an amazing thing. So Courtney, talk to us about this. One of the great things that I love so much is when we met, we connected just on the vibe of us being women and mothers and stepmothers. And we were able to just chat about that journey, right? So what's one of the fun facts about you as a stepmother that you may want to share?
Well, I think one of the greatest moments of my life was in October when I actually was able to adopt my two children. So stepmother, and now I am their mother. And we just actually last week got the new their birth certificates in with them. So had some major issues with their mother, and she was out of their life for a really long time. And, she had a major drug problem. And so, thankfully I was able to adopt them. So, just that was an amazing experience. Being a stepmom is tough sometimes.
Hey, don't you know it?
And it's so rewarding. It's crazy to think I always wanted 4 kids and I wanted to adopt 2. And now I did exactly that. I wanted 4 kids and I had 4 kids and I've adopted 2. And thankfully it was my husband's 2 kids, and they're great kids. So our kids are 16, 15, 14, 13, 11, and 6.
And they're beautiful, Courtney.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely. You have a beautiful, beautiful family. And I love your story. And I'm so glad that you're sharing it with the world, because as stepmothers, we are kind of overlooked and people don't realize the balance of being a wife and a mother. And then whatever comes with a blended family plus business women, that's a whole different thing. So I'm super, super proud of you for one, sharing and just committing to love those babies in spite of whatever society said. You were like, nope, this is my family. I'm owning it and I'm going to do me. Right. So I love that. Beautiful, beautiful. So talk to us about one, I want to talk about this book, but I want to hear about how you were able to get on the circuit with Les Brown, like the Les Brown. What happened? What did you do?
So I had I love Les Brown, honestly. And then you've got Tony Robbins, who is a, big mentor of mine. And so I actually have a client that has known Les since he was 5 years old. And
Wow.
he actually was on Les's speaking circuit. And he's an amazing human being. His name is Ed Blunt. And I saved him a lot of money. And by doing that, I just asked him, I said, I'd love to just meet with Les and just have a conversation with him. And so he made that happen for me. And after I sat down with Les, he was like, we need to put you on our speaking circuit. And so last month, he picks up the phone and calls me and he said, hey, we're going to do a Facebook Live in 10 minutes. I need you to be on it. And I did not realize that Les had 6 Facebook pages, and he didn't tell me which Facebook page he was going to be on. So, yes. And then when I got on the Facebook Live and started sharing, then he said, Courtney's going to be in LA next weekend with me at my event speaking.
You are? Did you know that in advance?
I did not know that in advance. I was supposed to be at Business Mastery and on January 26th, and he literally said,
right?
Yeah, he said, where are you going to be January 26th? And I said, wherever you tell me I'm going to be.
Hello. You know what's awesome about that, Courtney, is because when you stay ready, you don't have to get ready.
That's
you know
right.
what I mean? When we have our business things, and that's where these business masteries and all of these events come into place, because we know who we are. We have the confidence because we are around major big players. For people who haven't gone to those things, there's something empowering and intimidating when you're in a room full of people, men and women, but mostly a lot of men. And these people are multi-millionaires, billionaires, and you're just in there chatting it up. But when you're confident and you're like, I belong in this room too, they respect that in you. So that's look at you. You go, girl. I love it.
And I'm so, I was in a really bad place when I saw Tony speak for the first time. And I was just, I'd shut down, and that was June of 2017. And I went to that event. I spent $50 to go to that event. It was life-changing. I realized what I was doing to myself, that I was self-sabotaging myself. I realized that I had these massive limiting beliefs from when I was a little girl, and my self-worth wasn't there. And I realized that I had value, and that no matter what was going on in my life, that I could be happy no matter what. Yeah. Like literally jump up and down. It works. It does. Your physiology. And so anytime somebody tells me that they're sad or they're upset, I've had clients all the time, and the clients typically I become their counselor, and they talk to me about everything going on in their life, and because they trust me. And I'm like, you got to stop what you're doing, get out of your car, jump up and down, listen to music, and everything's going to be fine. And they're like, Courtney, you're insane. And I'm like,
they're laughing, but they're listening.
Exactly. If you just do that, then you can be happy. And I guess that's the biggest thing, is you can choose to be happy, or you can choose to be miserable. And I choose to be happy. And those 4 things that I learned completely skyrocketed everything that I was doing, because it wasn't my business that was causing me to not be where I needed to be. It was the self-sabotage. Yes. Because I didn't feel like I deserved it.
Good word.
When I realized I did, man, it's changed everything for me.
It changes because we attract who we are. We wonder, why are we still in this cycle? Why does this keep happening? It's the same thing I share with stepmothers. And they're like, you don't know my story. I do. We've all lived our own level of misery and pain. I do know. That's why I'm here to spread this message, that it's all in our mindset. And it sounds like hogwash, and it is if you believe it's only hogwash. But for those who are empowered and brave to say, no, I'm changing this situation. I'm in control of me. I'm going to do this just like we've done and you've done. In business, see, all those things translate into our business. Us becoming bold and brave in who we are and owning us gives us that same confidence when you need to talk to Les Brown. You know what I mean? Without that confidence, you're stuttering, you're stammering. And even though you have a great message, you have the same knowledge that you had before. He would have missed that because Courtney wasn't ready to give that. You know what I mean? And so some people may look at you and say, it just by chance happened. It didn't just happen by chance. You created who you are. We created who we are. So kudos to you, my love. I'm proud of you. So talk to these beautiful people about what are some, like, I would say if you had 3 top tips for someone who is in the middle of business, maybe they're in the beginning or they don't even have a business, what are some of the things that you would say are the most frequently asked questions to you?
So the biggest thing I want people to understand is there are, and I don't know who all's on this live or who's going to listen to it, but there is a big difference, and there's very 2 key systems in our country, and as far as tax systems, and one is for a W-2 employee and one is for the business owner. And I'll explain to you why, and it'll make a lot of sense because I have so many people that just don't understand, why are W-2 employees taxed higher? Why do business owners get, bigger tax deductions? The reason why is that 76% of the employees in this country are created by small to medium-sized businesses. And in order to have those businesses and for the businesses to create employees, they have to have massive tax deductions. So if I was paying the same amount of money, which is about 40% of every dollar that a W-2 makes to pay for taxes, if I was paying those same rates for every dollar that came into my practice, then I would not be able to have the employees that I do. So owners create the employees who pay the taxes. Business owners get massive deductions for being able to create those employees. So it's how the world works. I mean, and so if you understand that a W-2 employee is always going to pay the highest tax rate in this country, you have to realize that you have got to find a way to have some sort of home-based business. I don't care what that is. I don't care if you're an author. I don't care if you want to be a consultant. I don't care if you want to be in a network marketing company. I don't care if you found an affiliate company you want to partner with. I tell people all the time, find something you're passionate about, create a business around it, and start sharing that with people. And by doing so, you are entitled to massive tax deductions. See, the bigger picture is I want to teach people how to take what they're currently spending money on today, which a W-2 employee, you would call that living expenses, and teach you how to redirect those expenses into business expenses by merely attempting to earn an income. See, the IRS doesn't care if you make money the first couple years, and obviously if you're not making money, 4 years from now, you're obviously not attempting to earn an income. I mean, and the IRS is not stupid, but what I want you, there are people, especially, I just got off the phone with a speaker, and obviously he spent a lot of money to get involved in the speaking world and the coaching world and to make sure that he's got the personal development, he hired consultants, all those things are tax deductible. Like with me, I work from home. I have 3 full-time employees that work out of my home.
Check you out. I remember when you
and we homeschool our 6 kids. So it's kind of crazy around my house. And I have a full-time live-in personal assistant who helps me take care of everything that needs to happen in my world. And so, we operate from our home. And one of the biggest reasons I do that is, one, it's less money to do it, but I'm also with my family. And so we just had a pool installed or put in last year. And that pool is 100% tax deductible as a fringe benefit because I allow my employees to swim in that swimming pool. So, if I had a building, a business outside of that, I would not be able to write those things off. So my goal in life is to teach you how to take the money you're already spending, turn that into business expenses, like your meals. See, when I go and sit down with my friends, I'm always talking to them about taxes. Right? I'm going to have a conversation with them about taxes. So that means to the IRS that I'm attempting to earn an income. So if I talk to you about taxes today, and I'm in the accounting business, whether you decide to buy from me, that's irrelevant. The fact that I attempted to get you to buy from me is what allows those things to be tax deductible. So I get in my car, everywhere I go, if I'm going to Staples, if I'm going to meet a new client, if I'm going to have lunch with someone to talk to them about what I do, then all of that is tax deductible. Then my cell phone. So
Yes.
employees are going to use their cell phone too, and they have the same expenses that I do, but I get to write mine off and they don't. So,
What about utilities in the home?
yes.
Because you're working from home.
Yeah, business use of your home. So about, I would say 25% of our home is 100% tax deductible. So,
Awesome.
So utilities, property taxes, insurance, you can depreciate your house. So all of these things are tax deductible that we can write off that, so my business is paying for 25% of everything that comes through instead of, where employees, the sad part about employees is, and I'm not knocking employees, we have
Absolutely.
to them.
Absolutely.
But I want every employee to have some sort of side business so they get the same tax deductions as everybody else. Because it's sad because employees, they make their money, they pay taxes, and then they have to purchase their necessities. Whereas a business owner can literally make their money, purchase their necessities, and then pay taxes.
So let's talk. I'll ask a question for those people who may have just started a business in 2018. Like myself, our corporation, we became incorporated in 2018, and we're getting everything up and started and running. And of course, there's tons of expenses, business expenses, travel expenses for the events that we attend, which some people don't realize. When you attend these business mastery and various self-development or things that Courtney is describing, those are tax deductible. So if a person hasn't made a lot of money or even too much money at all, for me, we got the corporation going. Of course, we had some book sales towards the end of the year. Is it worth still file? Of course, I have to file taxes, even though it was for a couple months. I still have to file something. Is it still worth reaching out to you? Is there something that we can learn and value in that for those newer people who think, I only made $500? I don't know. But whatever the case may be, what would you tell them?
So if you're a W-2 employee and have any income, any business expenses can offset any income that you have. So it doesn't matter if it's rental income, W-2 income, capital gains, all of those you can offset by your business expenses. So what I find typically is if a W-2 employee starts a home-based business, it's going to save them $4,000 to $8,000 a year in taxes.
Wow.
So, and I'll tell you, I heard some statistics by Grant Cardone, and that's really what got me on this path back in August of helping the everyday person, the average American. And the reason why I was so driven on my CFO side, because fractional CFO, I'm a fractional CFO for 18 companies, from $500,000 a year in sales to 13 million. And obviously that's a niche for me. And, there's not a whole lot of tax accountants that understand cost accounting as well. And because I've owned so many businesses and been in so many different industries, I understand that and I'm very good at that. And obviously there's a lot more money that I can make on that side than just doing tax returns for individuals. And I heard some statistics, and it really hit me hard in August that I felt like I was the only person that could explain this, is that the average person in America, the average family of four, makes $60,000 a year. They pay $14,000 in taxes, and so their take home is $46,000. And the problem with that is that the cost of living in America is $53,000.
So they're already behind.
They're going in debt $7,000 a year. Hence the reason why we have so much student loan debt, why we have so much credit card debt, and why people are living paycheck to paycheck, because they're literally going further behind by working 40 hours a week, 50 weeks a year. take 2 weeks paid vacation. So I know that because I've been involved so much in the home-based business, network marketing, affiliate marketing industry, that by just showing someone how to go out and have a home-based business, it's going to save them $4,000 to $8,000 a year. So it just hit me like a ton of bricks that I had to start sharing this information. And so I reached out to, a handful of network marketing leaders that I knew. And I said, look, this is what I know. I know that we can help change these people's lives. We have got to figure out a way to show the masses how they've got to move from that first system to the business owner, and how, it is crucial. Like, it is
absolutely
that we have to teach these people how to free up their money so that they can pay their bills, and so they don't lose everything that they own. So
absolutely.
you know that 7 million people in America today are 3 months behind on their car note?
Really?
Yeah, it's on Google. I Googled it yesterday. Actually,
that's so scary. And there's no wonder why people are stressed out and overwhelmed and just depressed, because you're working so hard. And then you're like, what am I working for? And it's not that there's not anything there for you. It's a matter of us knowing what to tap into and where to go. And the average person isn't a big advocate for reading and doing those things. And if you aren't, then you want to get with people like yourself who know all the tips and tricks. Because I told my husband, I was like, love, I think I'm sending my taxes over to Courtney this year. And he has this guy he loves. I was like, no problem. I'll show you what I learned, and we'll compare notes at the end of the day. But I was like, I think I'm sending my stuff over to Courtney because I know that she knows what she's talking about. And I know that it's something that you're so passionate about, which is a really big deal. You don't just want somebody who does your taxes. You want somebody who does them and also cares and is amazing at doing them. You know what I mean? Like, and hey, speaking of your book, I haven't gotten my book yet. I did order it. It's not here yet. I was hoping it would be here so I could be like, huh?
It mailed out yesterday.
Oh, awesome. Okay, so I'll get it. I wanted to have it so I can be like, hey, look at me. But I'll still take a picture with it. But there's something special that you do with the proceeds from every book. Do you have a copy of your book to show? I wish I did. I'd pull it up.
And I know it'll be backwards, but yes.
Yes. No, it's so that book right there, guys, is Her Amazing Beautiful Baby. Get this book, and proceeds from every book go to, you want to share with them how awesome this is?
So in April, I got introduced to a company that for every serving of products that they sell, it's a nutritional company, every product they would sell, they would feed a serving of food to children in need. And I fell in love with that purpose. And, but I'm too busy. Like I have so much going on, especially during tax season. And so what I ended up doing, April 15th, I was literally sitting there doing taxes, and I knew the statistics that every 6 seconds a child dies of malnutrition in the world. And so 6 million children die a year due to malnutrition. And so I was sitting on my keyboard, and I love what I do. I love saving people money. And honestly, I didn't love it until I went to a Tony Robbins event, because I didn't realize my worth. I didn't realize what I was doing to change people's lives. I didn't realize I was helping them find that $4,000 to $8,000 extra a year and how big of a deal that was.
Right.
But I was literally sitting on my keyboard and I was typing, and it was like a child just died.
Oh my God.
It impacted me so bad that I couldn't even think straight, because yes, it is a big deal to help people save money in taxes and help change their life. But it's also a very big deal to help eradicate childhood malnutrition. So what I did is I reached out to the nonprofit Manna Relief, which is the company that this nutrition company was feeding the product to. They were giving the money to, and they were feeding children in 90 different countries all over the world. And they fed like 110 million servings of food to children in need. And they're the only nonprofit in the world that gives whole food, plant-based nutrition to children. every other one in this world gives synthetic products to children. And so that even causes them more sickness and disease and
Absolutely.
malnutrition because their body can't absorb it, especially if they're sick. So what I did is I reached out and I said, hey, what would it cost me to feed these kids? And he said, we could do it for $2.50 a month for a 28-day supply of product. We could give them for $2.50 a month. So what I did, yeah, per child. So I said, you know what? I could do it. So I figured out a way that I could take my gross income, and I realized every dollar that comes into my accounting practice, I feed a serving of food to children in need. And then I did it with my book. Every book that comes in, I sell, we feed 28 servings. So we feed a child for a month. So, it's a new thing called social giving. I don't know how new it is, but there's actually some Nobel Prizes that a guy named Muhammad Yunus won about 9 years ago. And so what he created was the Grameen Bank. He created microloans for women in small villages in Bangladesh, and he has now impacted over 40 million lives in that country. And so it's a way for you to take what you're currently doing and your profits and your gross income, if you give it a gross income level, and
Right.
passion, and partner those two things together, and you can eradicate a problem, one of the world's largest problems. And by doing so, every dollar that I give to Manna Relief is 100% tax deductible on my business as a business expense, which is huge. So
absolutely.
It's also become a huge passion of mine to teach.
And you're saving lives. So please, when we're finished with this call, please give me the links for giving, because there are tons of people that want to give, don't know how to give. And sometimes it just seems intimidating because you think, I don't even know, especially if you're coming from a place of I'm already behind, but when we give, it's always coming back to us. And $2.50 to feed somebody for an entire month. I mean, it costs more for one Starbucks coffee, so one Starbucks coffee, we can feed 2 children for 28 days and know that they're fed. When you break it down, it's just that simple. Yes. So please share that with me. I am sending my taxes to you this year for sure. I am super excited to read your book and any and absolutely everything that I can do to support you, because I believe in you and I know this mission and this greater goal, whatever the message is that we can spread to other people in order to make this a bigger thing to feed people. And while you're feeding people, you're also helping yourself. You're feeding them because it's something that we should do with giving to other people. And also it's a tax write-off. That's like a complete no-brainer. You know what I mean? These are those little big things. When we're willing to give to somebody else, it always comes back. I cannot thank you enough, doll. I don't see any questions in here. It doesn't mean that we won't have any later. Are there any last parting words that you want to share or speak of, or anything on your heart?
What I just posted it in I shared a Bitly, which actually gives you, as a free tax webinar that I've created just to help people understand the new tax laws and how it affects them. And then also it gives them a deduction spreadsheet on all of the deductions that they can take by having a home-based business.
Great.
I posted that. And then I also posted my book. That book will save you $5,000 to $10,000 a year in taxes. And literally, it's a really easy read. I hired a content editor to put it. I wrote it, and then I hired a content editor to put it in terms of how people understand it. So it's not.
Yes, thank you for that. Because I was like, here comes this book. I'm going to have to put on my whole analytical brain. When I ordered, I was like, I'm supporting my girl. I was like, I got to put on my analytical brain. So thank you. I get to just read in basic layman terms. I appreciate that.
And I mean, there's some awesome other stuff like YouTube channel that I've created and I'll put on there. But, my whole goal is to help the masses. And obviously, I can't help everybody on a one-on-one level, but I've created an actual Facebook group to give you the content that you need to save you money, to give you the you can go in there and ask questions and have the ability to get access to me because I'll answer those.
Awesome.
And it's free. It's called More Relaxing, Less Taxing Monthly. And so the goal is to teach you with the book and to educate you on ways to save you more money so that you can have a more relaxing and less taxing life.
Thank you, doll. Please put all of those things into the comment section so that we can follow up and we can get this thing posted all over the place. I thank you so much for your time. I'm so grateful to call you a friend, a businesswoman, another fellow empowered stepmother. You see these great things that these empowered stepmothers are doing. We are so much more than you can even imagine. We're everything that we want to be. So from our family to yours, we love you. We love you. We love you. Thank you, Courtney, for sharing these wonderful nuggets. I'll be sending my taxes to you, doll, for sure. So I'll take care. You guys have a wonderful Saturday morning. From our family to yours, we love you. Ciao.
Bye. Thank you so much.